Turn this shit up.
Bounce, bounce, pass.
Sports.
Pass, kick, pass. Dunk it.
What?
Funk it.
Sure.
Serve it. Here. Work it. Jocular. About to get jocular.
Well.
Come to Jocular.
Nice.
Thank you. The show where three best buds. What, you didn't like that?
No. I
Yeah.
do you see?
It's a yes.
Anyway, when we all said well,
Right.
and then you said come to Jocular, it felt like you were saying come to Jocular.
Well.
Come to Jocular, right.
I don't hate
but
that.
I don't hate that.
We're working on it. We're still workshopping.
We're still
It's this, what, the third episode?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, if you're hearing this deep in, this is the third time the three of us have ever met.
Everything else that you've listened to before, we actually all sat for 1-2 sessions.
Well,
and kind of broke it up.
Carby, Tonka, introduce yourselves.
I'm Carby Blurtshaw, and my pronouns are she, herb.
And I'm Tongi Breeball, and my pronouns are she, her.
My pronouns are B, car, and my name is E-R.
Oh, wow.
Yay! Welcome to Borcular, the show.
Yeah. We might need to. Let's do it. Let's
Wait.
do it quick.
Katie Kershaw,
From the
she,
top.
her. Katie Kershaw, she, her.
Tien Tran, she, her.
E-R Fight Master, they, them. Welcome,
To
Jocular. The show where three best buds gossip about women's sports. I'm excited about today's episode.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Because so many things happened. Like, actually, it just feels like such a great, ripe time in sports. You know, we got to watch the dub.
Yes.
Yes.
We get to talk about the Olympics.
Yes.
And my mom sent me this text message today. And I
Yeah.
feel like
Which is
this is
honestly
important.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of the bigger things that's happened in sports. From my mom today, seconds before we started recording. Help me pick out good shoes. ... Athletic shoes. White? What's in?
Oh,
What?
what's in?
Moms are psychotic communicators. And not in like an evil way. It just seems like they never really learned how to do it normal.
Yeah. My mom just called like literally right before we started too. And I went straight to voicemail and she just goes, "Hi, when you have time, I have a question."
That could be anything.
That could be, I don't know what that, it could be.
I think they do that to raise your blood pressure.
I think so
Uh-huh.
too.
Like when my mom will send, call me ASAP, emergency. And then she'll be like, I need to book flights for, but I guess I am going to ask you all, do you have any, you don't have to say any brands if you don't want to, but do you have any shoes that you're like loving right now, sports wise?
Now, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask you, well, you need to text back your mom. Like when she says athletic, is it athletic, like athletic leisure? Like we can go day to night? Or is it athletic, like
Pickleball.
she wants to play pickleball. She wants to go hiking. She wants
Right.
to walk around the neighborhood with her friends. Like, because I would give different recs for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I just sent her back athleisure or working out.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Keeping it simple. We're going to see what she says. Don't worry, Jockstraps, we will keep you updated. But also, if you've got any comfortable shoe recs for moms, please put them in the comments.
My mom loves her Hokas.
Oh.
Everybody seems to.
I've
Yeah.
never owned a Hoka.
Me neither. Have you?
I'm just learning that they're Hokas. I've been calling them Hakas in my head.
Wait, I might be wrong. I
I,
don't know.
I literally don't know. I've never heard the term out loud.
I think it's Hoka. Okay,
Is
here
it-
comes
okay,
Harry.
Here comes Harry.
It's Hoka.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Thank God I never had the chance to say it in public.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I know.
That's
we were
unfortunate.
invited to the Hoka convention, so I'm really glad you weren't walking in there being like, Hoka, Hoka, Hoka.
Haka haka, guys. Let's
Haka
get
haka.
down to business.
To defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
Kill those
Okay.
Huns, bunch. Okay.
Harry, Will you write that down? I'm gonna need it for next week.
That you guys
The
singing?
song or
The Mulan song.
Okay. The whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just write that down.
you write down
I'm
the
gonna
whole-
need
all
it
the
for
lyrics.
next week's episode.
Yeah, no problem.
I've never worn Hokas. My girlfriend and her entire family they are all up on the Hokas.
What about the On Clouds?
Oh, I have a pair of On Clouds.
Do you like those?
I do.
What are
I actually
those?
really like
The,
those.
the ones that are like the OC, and I only know that they're On Clouds because I've seen people wearing them, and I thought they looked like computer shoes, and then I saw Zendaya wearing them, and I was like, these must be important. So
Okay.
it was effective for me. The advertising was effective.
Okay.
You
You were influenced.
I was influenced. Because she's so massive, I do have that mental thing of being like, well, she wouldn't put her name on it if it actually sucked.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That was
sometimes, like you can see with like smaller influencers that they're like they'll just do it because of the money, which makes a lot of sense. That's the business. And then there's people that are massive, like Zendaya, where I'm sure it goes through a million little steps to get to her hands.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Where she's like, fuck, okay, this is the sneaker I have to love for the next 10 years. I have an exclusivity contract. I'm going to be photographed wearing these. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, they must be comfy.
No, they must be comfy.
Yeah. No, they're very comfy. They're exclusively my workout shoes now.
Oh, On Clouds?
Yes.
Okay.
When I'm doing playing pickleball. Now I recently got a Peloton. Big brag. It
Bitch,
is used.
that's huge.
I know it
And
is.
do you like it?
I love it, but here's the thing: I don't currently have a membership, but you can watch Netflix. So I just watch a Netflix show and ride and like pace myself.
This is great.
Yeah, and I changed the shoes so my girlfriend and I both can use it. So I just made them like the normal like slide your shoe in
Not the
situation
clip-in.
instead of a clip in.
You modded your bike.
I modded my bike.
That's sick.
Thank you. And so I just wear like I have these little like cheap sneakers I just keep in there that I couldn't even tell you what brand they are. But if I'm like going out, going for a walk, working out outside of my house, if I'm playing pickleball, it's On Clouds.
Okay, I like it.
On Clouds?
On Clouds. Converses are my go-to.
I know. I'm Converse all the time,
Yeah.
kind of until they destroy. Like I just went on
Yeah.
tour in my black Converse. There's a hole in the bottom and on the top and in the sides.
Oh my God.
Which I feel proud about. But then it's hard sometimes to buy them brand new because
Yeah,
then
because then
it's
you're
embarrassing.
walking around them with brand new for a little bit, and you're like,
And I don't.
I'm a fucking
I'm a
dork.
poser.
Yeah, that's why I think about both of you a lot.
You are always calling us poser. all the time.
I've never. Come on. I'm kidding you
All the
guys. Never,
time.
come on.
Bad news for us. I don't know if you remember this, but like skater kid energy. I used to wear etnies when I was growing up.
Oh, I remember those.
And I just saw a video of a kid being like, I just got these vintage skate shoes from this brand you've never heard of.
Oh.
No.
Are you allowed to call it vintage if it was fucking 2008?
That
I
is
mean,
vintage.
Is it vintage?
That hurts me.
God.
I think so because let's think
Yeah.
about like when we were in high school and wearing things from the 80s.
Yeah, like,
But is that the same distance here? Can you do that math for me real quick? I
But
can't do
were
it.
we wearing things from the 80s? Because what I remember from high school is that it was that, and somehow I guess it's being brought back, but that awful era where it was like 3 camisoles layered on top of one another, or like 3 Ralph Lauren polos layered on top of each one
We
another.
were wearing
collars
that.
topped. We were wearing that. Or like long sleeve shirt with another long sleeve shirt tied around your waist.
Well, popped collars comes from the 80s.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I guess
So
I'm
like
hearing
it
it out
all
loud.
is like
And
repeating
boat
itself.
shoes.
Boat shoes.
Oh my god.
Boat shoes are back.
They're
baby.
back.
You're totally right. I wasn't even
Fairies.
thinking about it. I was like, what an absolute, just horrible time for the culture. But it was because in like the early 2000s, everybody was trying to look rich, which was the
That
80s.
preppy.
Yes.
Yep.
Fascinating to me. Anyway, if
That's
you
the
love
cycle.
shoes and you've got shoes you think my mom would like, please drop it in the comments or send us an email. This is important. I need my mom to be happy and healthy.
And comfortable.
Mainly comfortable.
Mainly comfortable. And cool.
Oh, well, she's cool. I mean,
she's
my
so,
God.
She's hot.
She is hot.
She's
she is
hot.
hot.
It's awesome. It's important to me. Sorry, it's important to me
No,
that my
we
mom
all
is
want
hot.
hot moms.
Yes.
We all
Well,
want hot moms.
Congratulations to both of you.
We all have hot moms.
We do have hot moms.
Speaking of hot moms,
Uh-oh.
the WNBA All-Star game.
What
that
a game.
was fucking insane.
That game was so fun.
And I was happy when the All-Stars won.
Last time we talked on the pod, I did say, and I think we were on the same team of wanting the USA team to win, but it was cool to see the WNBA. It was cool to see them win.
Yeah, I think it's like I would have been happy either way, without a doubt. But there were so many people on the All-Star team that I really wish had been on Team USA.
Arike.
Number freaking one.
Well,
Yes.
and stole the show.
Oh my God. Who's had a
cool.
second half like that? It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's absolutely the performance that I am gonna remember from that game. And I'm a little bit worried about Team USA in a way that, you don't like to say that, but I'm a little bit worried about their defense. And I do think that, something to note is that, yes, the WNBA players, in my opinion, are the best basketball players in the world. And I think that a lot of people feel the way about Team USA that the WNBA All-Stars felt about Team USA, which is
Absolutely.
that they wanted to prove
Yeah.
that they could beat that team, that they were better than some of the people on that team. That's the whole world plays Team USA that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm worried that's going to wear Team USA down in a way that it really hasn't in the past, because frankly our team leader is how old? Like Diana Taurasi is
Yeah.
how
She's
old?
42.
And she's
7.
yeah.
she's an undeniable talent. And does she have the ability to sustain defense for in basically repeated acts of war
Yeah.
for an entire Olympics in the same way that she used to?
I will say that 4 years ago, Team WNBA beat Team USA.
Mhm.
And 4 years ago, Team USA went on to win the gold. I think there is a level of maybe the defense that we saw in the WNBA All-Star game started to take the foot off the gas just a little bit,
Yeah.
because it was more competitive than like an average All-Star game.
Mhm.
But if I was Team USA, I would also not want to get hurt leading up to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I wonder if some of it was like they played hard and then like a little bit foot off the. Why can't I get this car? I was gonna say like foot off the brake.
gas.
Foot off the gas. I've never driven in my life, so this is my first time using a car metaphor. So when they have their foot off the rear view mirror, maybe I'm hoping that that's what it is.
I think that's some of it. I think, another way of looking at it is like that is going to kick your ass into gear.
Yeah.
Getting beaten in such a way by the rookies in many regards. I mean, there were so many great vets on that team, but it felt, because that's what the news cycle is right now with women's basketball, it's so rookie focused. And sitting there and watching it with friends who like haven't always followed the W, being like looking at Team USA, wondering who certain people were, but knowing
Oh, that's interesting.
most of the All-Stars.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
cool.
the nice
So
thing,
I was wondering how does that get in your way? Maybe sometimes too, because there is
Yeah.
just like, it feels like a whole new world, like in terms of like eyes, viewing them now. But
Yeah, it was you sent us that. It was the most viewed
Yeah.
All-Star game, 3.4 million.
most
Yeah.
viewed WNBA event, I think,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
it was awesome.
of all time.
It was really
it was
cool.
such a great game, and
The good news is I do think that Diana Taurasi specifically is one of those people that you insult once.
yes,
yeah, and
that's
she's
what I'm
gonna
saying,
come back
yeah.
and
Yeah, and so I'm excited about that, and it was just hard to watch the WNBA All-Stars have the defense be so much better,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so much that's the thing about defense. Defense does often feel like a young person's game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Offense there is so much, strategery around offense, but that I do think that offense is, for me, I'd rather watch a veteran, lead an offensive strike. And young kids are better at the
Being a
quick
dog,
reflex and
Yes.
being a dog and fighting for every play and
So
jumping on the
hungry.
ground.
Yeah.
They've never had knee injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of shit. So that's where that's where a little bit where my concern was watching that game. But
Real.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. I
But
think
like
they're
you said,
fine.
Yeah, I think they're fine. But like you said, like Angel Reese, like broke the record for rebounds, I think, by a rookie, and it's because she was like so
Yeah.
excited and like young and
Oh,
like,
she was doing so great. And the
Yeah.
number of times they mentioned Caitlin Clark and Sue Bird's assists. I was like, just stop. Like, she's fucking killing it.
I
Who
know,
cares?
She's playing so well.
She's killing it, but also look at Enrique, look at
Yeah.
Angel, look at all John Quell Jones had a great game.
Love
like,
her.
I love John Quell. Like, look at all of the rest of the team having insane instead of being like, inching closer to Sue Bird's record of 11.
I know, and I was texting friends at the game, and everyone was talking about Enrique. You know, like
Yeah,
it's it's just one of those things where we get it, and we're all rooting for Caitlin. Like I personally am rooting for Caitlin to have an unbelievable career. I think it's
Same.
better for the sport, and it's not good for the sport if we continue to pretend like she's the only person in the gym.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's smart that she set out the 3-point competition. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's really good. She's not on the Olympic team. Like, she's a kid. She's young and she's so powerful. Let's give her a damn break and let her just play basketball and have fun.
Did you see Aubrey Plaza get hurt?
Yeah. Tore
Absolutely.
ACL playing knockout.
Playing knockout.
Legend,
Legend.
Legend.
friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod for sure. You know who else I was really interested in the gym there at the WNBA All-Star game was Pitbull.
Timba.
Timba.
Timba. What?
Timba.
Was-
Harry, can you work on finding a soundbite of Pitbull saying
Pitbull.
Timba?
Timba.
What was your favorite part about that performance?
I guess I would say I didn't even know it was possible to sing only one note for 5 minutes.
I
I mean,
yeah.
Dabba 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 ba. I guess that's 2 notes. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's hard to watch somebody that only features. Like, try to, like, lead. I mean, he was just dancing while Kesha sang.
The bigger
a
they are, the
recording.
harder they fall. Timba.
It was so iconic.
I know it was really fun. It's like nothing feels more empowering than like Pitbull, iconic feminist, surrounded by like women. Surrounded by women in like short skirts, very male gaze outfits, at such a like strong feminist event at the height of like the WNBA. I'm just like this, yeah.
He did say before the performance that he has women family members.
That's true.
And it turns out that he does. He wasn't lying. And as Charlie, who's a member of the jocular team, said, like, you know, Pitbull announced that women are so powerful, and now look who we have, Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Pitbull
Bull got
change the world
Kamala
to run.
Convinced Joe Biden
to step down.
to step down. It was Pitbull. And I honestly felt like we were doing a charitable act for Pitbull. But now that we are looking at it through this lens,
He helped us.
He helped us.
I want to retire that suit shape.
What is that suit?
So
shape?
I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like, you know, it wraps, and men wear it all the time. It's like a shorter, it's like a medium waist coat, timber, and then it gets really, really pointy right down to their ankles, and then pointy little shoes. Like, and I don't think they know that they look like that.
To me, when I see that suit, I'm like, that person in that suit says females. Like,
Yeah.
like where are all the females at?
My mom's a female. Timba. My sister's a female. Timba.
I know females.
Timba.
And I swear I'm exclusively attracted to females.
Timba. I want men to not wear that ever again. I think if you are going to perform at the WNBA All-Star Game, I want to see you cater your little outfit, which is what it's called when a man wears clothes. I want you to cater your little outfit
Yes.
to women and queers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see you in a wide leg.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
100%.
I want to see Pitbull in a wide leg
wow.
trouser. I want to see a little silky blouse. I'll say it. Maybe a little suspender.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm-
yeah,
I want kind of like a hot Miami newsboy.
Yeah.
Yes.
A jewel tone.
Jewel.
Ooh,
You know
yes.
You know when some of those outfits that Timothy Chalamet wore on the carpet that were like sheer.
Timothée Chalamet.
Yes,
Timothée
yes.
Chalamet. Like I want
Yes.
Pitbull in a sort of like, like
Any-
drapey sheer.
Really, anything from the Dune press tour, I would love to see him in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then I want him to be in Birkenstocks.
It was like I went. Do you remember that fit that Drake wore to do his son's like soccer game? That kind of went viral where everyone was like, "Oh, almost."
No.
It was like a bunch of women were just saying like almost like where it was like that wide leg. It was just like a little bit more like Frank Sinatra, like but like on the Riviera. You know what I mean?
Like that.
Okay, we may have to cut what I'm about to say from the pod, but I did see someone say Drake is to the NBA as
We should cut it and yeah.
is true.
It's so true.
Honestly, don't cut bleep.
Bleep.
Yeah.
Bleep. Don't cut bleep.
And also, I'm making a pitch. I think that we should start calling it the MNBA.
I think so too.
Yeah, I like that.
And I had to tell a coworker the other day
Males National Basketball
Yes. Yeah.
male national basketball team.
Male National Basketball Team.
If I say, I told my coworker, I was like, if you hear me say NBA, I'm only talking about the W.
Uh-huh.
It's
I
just
like
because
that.
I just decided to say NBA instead of the W.
yeah. I
Yeah,
like
it
that a
doesn't.
lot.
I'm so tired. I've just, especially gearing up for the Olympics, I'm just already hearing like news stories and sports stories about. It was a New York Times, I think, did a piece on the Michael Phelps, and it was another swimmer, and I don't even remember her name because
Katie Ledecky?
Katie Ledecky.
It might not have been though.
Ooh.
But it was like they were like Michael Phelps, one of the greatest athletes of all time, and then they said her name and was like one of the greatest females of all time. Like that was how much and I like blacked out. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, why didn't you call him a male athlete? Why did you not just say like two of the greatest Olympians of all time? Like why? And I know we're going to hear that over the entire course of the Olympic Games. So we're just going to start counteracting it now.
Well, because I feel like it's also done in such like a nation state way where people will be like, that's the first time USA has ever won in X sport. And you're like, wait, actually a woman has won. Like a USA woman has won in that sport.
Yes.
Or like, it happened recently at like the Euros for men that they were like, this would be the first time that England has won a Euro in X amount of years. And someone was like, the women just won last year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're going to have to be on high alert.
Yes.
I mean, I keep thinking of all the fun drinking games we could create with like commentary, but I think we would die.
We should
Maybe it should just be a
We should think
hydration
about
game.
it. I think we should think about it, though. I think it could be really fun.
Okay, well, if any jockstraps have suggestions for when we should take a drink during an Olympic sport, the drink does not have to be alcohol.
Okay.
Okay.
And with that drinking game request, let's take a break.
Jocular.
And we're back.
We're talking about the Olympics.
It's time to party! Timber!
Timber. Mr. Worldwide.
Oh, Tian,
Yes.
I noticed something that I would like to bring up.
Okay.
You have a new hat.
I didn't even. Oh my God, this whole thing? I didn't even.
Yeah, I forgot that we were supposed to wear our fun hats today.
I even forgot I had this on.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I completely forgot I had this on.
Tian, would you like to tell the audience who's not looking at your gorgeous hat what you're wearing right now?
I am wearing the official Olympic Phrygian cap.
Phrygian.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm saying that right. Which is sort of
It's like what Scrooge wore.
Kind of what Scrooge wore, kind of what the Smurfs wear. Kind of a symbol of freedom.
Could look like a sexual organ.
Could look like sexual organ, kind of a diva cup on my head with eyes. And also, you can't look away from it.
No.
She's her. She's always looking at you.
Yeah.
She brought to me by my friend who was in Paris for work. Shout out to Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you,
Thank you
Allison.
so much, Allison. The description for the hat, if you want to buy it,
We do.
is a unique gift for supporters and champions.
Aww.
A supporter's hat for a unique experience and to share our emotions.
To share that hat makes me want to share emotions.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The emotions I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, share them.
Confident in my friendship with you. Confident that you're doing okay.
Yeah. Of
feeling
course.
pride in who you are
Uh-huh.
Thank
and
you.
who I am, and feeling not worried about what your face is doing right now.
Is it hot in here?
It might be a little warm from your hat.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's made of fleece.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
fleece hat.
It's a fleece hat.
It's a fleece hat, and my ears are covered.
Which makes sense for the Summer Olympics.
I want to talk about the thing that you brought to me, Katie. The thing that you brought to us.
Okay.
yes.
This TikTok drama.
Okay, yes. So the Paralympics are coming up. They're right after the Olympics, and we will be covering them. Shout out your favorite Paralympic
Yes, please.
athletes. But they have there's a very popular, like, verified Paralympic TikTok account. And the first time it like came up in my like nightly swiping, I was like, oh, funny. It was like a popular, like, memeable sound on like 3 Paralympians raising their arms. Right. And I was like, funny, but I feel like I don't know if I'm a part of this community, if I should be laughing or what's going on, but cool. Like, you were making a thing. And then I started getting more because that's how TikTok works. And they started to feel a little odd.
Mm.
Like, I didn't know where the joke was and who it was for. And I love, in the most annoying way, analyzing jokes and humor. Like,
yes.
what is this? And then I started noticing a lot of comments were just like, this doesn't feel good. I don't know if this is for me. And then other people like laughing my ass off. Now I'm not going to heaven anymore. Like, truly, so many of those people like, guess I'm going to hell now. Thanks, Paralympic TikTok account. And it's like, who are these people? Get out. So I think it just brings up a lot. There's been like NPR's covered it. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of coverage about this. But who tells what stories? Who gets to laugh at what jokes? And it's just a really fascinating dynamic overall.
One of those moments where you're like, oh, I am in a liberal bubble. Because like I don't think about the Paralympics as a joke.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I
not at all.
like really not any
No.
part of my brain is
Yeah.
registering it that way. And so when you initially had like showed me those videos,
Yeah.
like we were both like, yeah, that's awesome. And then you start to scroll down and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I understand now that if I'm watching it thinking that these people are a joke, that these people with their like different abilities and their disabilities are a joke, then then any joke that's not like in group to in group is going to feel offensive.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like how we talked about like I feel good about us making like queer jokes, but if some like violent cis straight man does like one of our jokes, I'd be like, huh.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel good. And so I think it's like the line is not moving necessarily, but it's more like there is so much nuance to it where like, is that laugh, I've heard the term like blood laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
is it a laugh that is like empowering and all in good fun, or is it a laugh that you're making at the expense? Like, when I first started doing comedy, the one thing that I really tried to not do, because there's so many Asian stereotypes that were used in like, and some Asian American comics will do like blood laugh stuff. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's like making fun of their parents' accent in a derogatory. Like, to me, that is blood laugh. So like, I think this account is like kind of like
It really does ride that
it will
line.
ride that line of whether or not it is like a laughing with or laughing at.
Well, and I'd love to know who's doing the posting.
Yeah, and if you look at the counterpart to the Olympic TikTok, it's not the same. We are not going for laughs. Like, this is only going for laughs. There was a post like yesterday that was the New Zealand wheelchair rugby team did a haka before their game, as is traditional. Many New Zealand teams do that. And all the that's all it was. And all the comments were like, thank you for actually posting something that the athletes do.
Yeah,
Thank you for seeing it, because there's
love
no profiles on who these people are. There's no snippets really, because they got such great traction. And right, all we want to do is feed the algorithm.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, I can't handle hillbilly jokes. Like, Fight knows, like, I've had breakdowns after improv shows because everyone just made fun of hillbillies. Not comparable by any means, but the blood laugh and
Yeah, the
finding
blood
that
laugh.
line is so important. And the line it can change.
Yeah, it can change. And I think it's like when you you can make jokes like that, but like larger society is still not nuanced enough to handle a joke like that. So yeah,
And are you watching? I guess that's that's when
are
we
you
talk about
supporting
those.
enough to be in on the joke.
Yes, and when we talk about the WNBA stuff, like I saw this clip of Angel Reese going. She gets like an offensive or a defensive steal, and then she's like running down the court, and she's about to do a layup, and it does look. It's just one of those times where she's so ahead of everybody. She's running really slowly, and the caption is like Angel Reese going like hardcore for a dunk, and there was like a part of my brain that was like, oh, that it would be funny if if Angel had posted it, or if somebody inside the league that you knew was because you're really just ragging on her for like this was kind of a lazy play. And then I looked at it, and it was obviously from an account from a man who absolutely hates women and hates women's sports, and you're like, oh, well, I guess fuck you. Like, you're not tuning into these games, but you're going online to make jokes.
Yes.
You know, I'm following the Paralympics because I'm going to watch the Paralympics, right?
Right.
Are you, did this just show up on your feed and now you're commenting like, LOL, I'm going to rot in hell for laughing at this one? Don't participate.
Yeah.
Don't.
And also, why are you rotting in hell? Like, what are you thinking you're making fun of?
Like, you think it's so bad. It's like not sending the right message.
No, it's not at all. Not at all. It made me uncomfortable for laughing at the first one I saw. I was like, no, I just saw a joke that worked.
Yeah.
And then you realize that's all it is. And it just like, oy. Anyway, can't wait for the Paralympics.
Yeah, we're so excited.
100%.
And to cover more, there's so many, honestly, more sports that happen within the Paralympic that we don't necessarily get in the Olympics. So it's exciting. It's more
But
stuff to
we
cover.
do get some new sports in the Olympics this year, don't we?
Yeah, should we
Yes,
discuss?
Wait, let's talk about
Please?
it. Wait, first, like, what is your favorite Olympic sport to watch?
Gymnastics. I'm sorry.
it's
It's so gymnastics.
Yeah. I'm watching that Simone Biles documentary on Netflix.
Just watched it.
And I wanted to win so bad. I like don't want to miss a single moment of what she's doing.
Same.
Oof.
Same.
I think it's hard not to say gymnastics. I do think gymnastics, it's just awesome. And I do love the skateboarding.
Oh, skateboarding
It's
is
really
so fun.
It's cool. And I like that they can like do fashion in the skateboard. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously they do the gymnast one too, but like fashion that frankly I would wear. You're not going to catch me in a leotard, but that's mainly a pube thing.
That is what. Thank you for saying, because people have been asking us,
Why haven't we seen them?
Like, why haven't we seen
A
them
lot
in
of the fans, you guys, you say to me, please, ER, put on one of those leotards.
Yes.
I can't. I have pubes down to my toes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
which they're
can't
kind
shave
of.
them. I'm not gonna start
They're
now.
peeking out of the bottom of the jeans right now.
Yeah, they are. I can see them.
The-
Straight up.
the outfits for the like Nike sponsored teams, specifically USA. USA skateboarding was designed by I want to say Alexis Sablone, who is like a legendary queer iconic skateboarder.
Oh my gosh.
And they're really cool, and the outfits are really cool.
Have you seen the shoes?
Yeah, those are so cool. The jerseys are so cool.
Well, can I see? Can I see?
Yeah. They're fucking
we'll
rad. You
we'll
scroll.
post them.
Whoa!
It's one of those things where I'm like,
Do I need them?
do I need them? And also, like, wearing USA things is
I
very hard. And I'm
know.
wearing my jersey right now because I love, like, my favorite sport is the U.S. women's national team soccer. And I'm so excited. This is going to be a really great tournament for them. And every time I buy this, I feel,
I know.
every time I wear it, I want to be like, I'm not like the mean ones,
Yeah.
you know? I like,
It's hard.
it's hard.
I just bought a USA Olympic hat, in part like literally to wear on this podcast and for like our viewing parties.
Yes.
And I felt the same way where I was like, excuse me, my language, but I was like, I feel like a fucking fascist.
Yes.
And I'm trying to mentally separate the triumph of our athletes
Yes.
from the state of the nation that we are currently living in.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I feel very ashamed at the way that we are treating the rest of the world. I feel very ashamed of what we're doing
At home.
at home. I feel ashamed of the arms that we're supplying to Israel. I don't know that we want to talk about this on the pod, and I feel ashamed. And I feel ashamed about how we're treating the environment. I feel ashamed. And our athletes have achieved so much and worked so hard, and actually I think in a lot of ways our athletes they represent the best of us.
100%,
They represent
yeah.
actually the values that we pretend to have. And so, seeing all, like, I'm always impressed when I watch the Olympics, in part because our athletes are very diverse. And
are.
I always feel actually proud of America when I see that. It's really not a monolith.
You know that since we're like a very queer, I don't know if you know this is a very queer podcast.
We tend to be.
But the U.S. actually has the most out athletes out of all of the countries, and that is very cool. And I'm excited to like watch and support like people like Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yep.
Like we could have the fastest woman in the world from the USA. I really hope, fingers crossed.
Dear Lord.
Please. And she's queer. That's so cool to me. Like my lovely straight sister was like, I'm rooting for Sha'Carri Richardson. And I was like,
Yep.
Yep.
I was like, thank you. Thank you. Ally.
Yes. And remember when BG went to also
Yes.
congrats pops on that beautiful baby.
Baby!
Remember when BG went to Russia and was detained, and how a bunch of white American bigots were like, leave her there.
Yeah.
Leave. And one of my genuine thoughts outside of her other many beautiful identities is, that's one of our fucking Olympians.
Yeah.
Like no matter,
Yes.
of course our nation does not like and has made a point to show us that they do not like black women, and they do not specifically like black queer bodies. But our nation pretends all the time that our athletes are like these like golden soldiers.
Yeah.
So I want to be extending my support and my excitement to especially our queer athletes
Yep.
that might not even be getting the same support from the rest of our
They need our
American
support even more.
brethren.
Oh, 100%. They need all of our support. And listening or reading now, I don't know if we should talk about The Other Olympians, which is this phenomenal new book, and thinking about how white and male the Olympics have always been. And I would say the Winter Olympics for the U.S. is still really pretty white. But looking at the diversity within our Summer Olympians and the queerness and making sure we are highlighting those athletes and those athletes that aren't going to get the same endorsements.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Who are you most excited about seeing of our queer Olympic athletes?
I don't know if this falls in this category, but I'm gonna say Flava Flav on the sidelines during the women's water
I
polo.
think that counts.
I
Yeah.
think
I think she
Flavor
counts.
I think she counts. I think she wears a big clock around her neck, keeping time. She's a dyke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fight. Who are you excited about?
Okay, this is actually just more. This is does not have to do anything with the women and queers at this moment in time, but this is a big one for me. I'm from Ohio. LeBron James is from Ohio.
Yep.
I'm really excited about him holding the torch. I've always been a fan of his, and I think the reason I'm a real fan of his is because we have all these conversations about Michael Jordan and LeBron James and who's the best basketball player of all time. Michael Jordan is not a great guy. LeBron James is a great
Is a
guy.
great guy.
And
And-
to me, that makes him
The best.
The best.
The GOAT. He donated an entire school in Akron.
I think it's
Yeah,
in
Akron.
He donated bikes for all the kids so that they could commute to school. He's constantly pumping funds into his community. And so to get him after all these years, first of all, I just watched the men's team play Germany, and he was by far the standout talent,
Yeah,
which
he
was
saved him. Saved their
absolutely
ass.
The
crazy.
last 2 games he's been saving their ass.
Watching him do this and then finally get some real just beautiful solid recognition that him and his family will have for the rest of their lives. I'm excited about that. I think I'll probably have a little tear.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we can have some honorary straight
Yes.
male athlete.
I've never
Shout-outs.
heard LeBron say he's straight. I've never heard it.
No, you're absolutely right.
That's true.
No, that's true.
Never heard it.
That is true.
I don't
You
know.
can be married with kids, and I'm not gonna say I don't want to put any rumors out there, but late in life lesbian LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, if
he
you
does
can't-
have lesbian vibes, like loves his community, is a good person.
Yes,
Dyke.
takes care of his family.
Okay.
Very supportive of his peers.
Good to his wife.
Dyke.
Proud of his children. Dyke
Dyke.
ass.
Starred in Space Jam. Such a Dyke.
Yeah, Dyke.
Taking on aliens. Dyke.
Yes.
Honorary Dyke and maybe real life
honestly,
Dyke.
we should start handing out some honorary Dyke.
Oh, Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
Honorary
Dyke.
Dyke.
Without
Without a
Dyke.
doubt.
Absolute
honorary Dyke.
queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Queer icon.
Queer icon
Without a
for
doubt.
sure.
I mean,
Send
if
us
you...
some. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, send us some names of who you think we should
Yes.
Yes.
name as our
Honorary Dykes, because we need to be giving men more awards. And
Oh, I'm excited for fucking climbing.
oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I'm so excited for climbing. I'm
Okay.
horny for climbing.
Horny for
Whoa,
climbing.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
whoa.
And I'm excited for 3-on-3 basketball, especially
me
because
too.
that's like the next big like investment phase.
That's fun.
It is. Yeah. I
Also,
love
want
Ryan
Haley, I
Howard.
want to see Hailey Von Lith have a little fun.
Oh, I do too. I
Yeah.
think she
You
needs
know,
to
I
have a
think
little
she needs to
fun.
Have a little fun.
I think she need. Yeah, don't you get the feeling that she's just a bit anxious?
Yeah, because I feel like she's got a lot
yeah.
of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, let
there's
me
a
see.
lot
What
of
other s-
anxiety there.
You were saying about canoeing.
Oh my God. It looks so fucking stressful. Kayak cross, where 4 kayakers race simultaneously through a course. They say that. Here's the thing. They're on a lever and they're all in their little boats and then they just drop their little asses down and then they have to go. I mean, it is a
Woof.
full like, poof, and then you're just in
Scary.
it.
Scary.
Are they doing it in the water that they said they cleaned?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Do you know
That they
that
said they cleaned.
that event when it's in LA is actually going to be in like Oklahoma City? Like
Really?
random events, softball, Oklahoma City.
Why?
Well, I guess we don't have the river to do the
That
kayaking.
is
But for
totally
fucking softball,
Softball is in
softball-
Oklahoma City.
why? We have all the whole
We
land is
don't-
arid.
No, they are making a commitment to not like build too many new stadiums.
We don't.
Okay,
And we
I
don't-
respect that.
We don't
I
have a
guess.
softball stadium big enough,
Adjust Dodger Field.
and it's also like
Yeah.
big enough. Who's going to Oklahoma City?
Adjust
Yeah,
Dodger
adjust Dodger.
Stadium.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. That's what they should do.
Adjust the.
Dodger.
Well, it's not the Oakland A's anymore, is it? Right? Didn't they move? But adjust the Oakland A's stadium.
It's like nowhere in the state of fucking California.
I want to keep it in California. This
Keep
is
it in
fucked.
Cali. I'm also really excited for swimming and track and field. Those two are, I feel
Yeah,
like
I
those
love
are
track and field.
classics.
I love swimming. Did you see that surfing? Just more about location. I love location-based facts. Surfing for the Paris Olympics is in Tahiti.
Oh.
Because, of course, thanks colonization, it is the French Polynesia.
Ah.
So that if you were to fly from Paris to Tahiti, it's like 24 hours because there are no direct flights, of
Holy
course.
My
shit.
gosh.
There's been like discussions about how they are going to like erect a place for the judges to view the surfing and how that'll damage the ecosystem. Like there's a
Isn't it-
lot of I'm that dyke that's gonna come in and say, don't have fun yet.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Olympics. It's like I love the athletes.
I love the athletes.
and I love the stories. And I want everyone who has worked hard for 4 years to get their moment and to shine. But also historically, every single city that has had the Olympics just like
goes bankrupt.
goes bankrupt, pushes out people out of homes, and just builds state. I know it's not the way to end this, but like maybe we
No.
should know. Maybe we should be. Maybe we should
Well,
know
what's-
that.
what's-
Like
I think you're right.
like
and
increased policing and
What's good about the moment in Tahiti is that the surfing judges and the community in Tahiti banded together. There's already like a stand for them to view the surfers that has
Okay.
been there, and the judges were like, "It's always worked. It will always work. We do not need an aluminum structure in the middle of the ocean
okay.
to hurt the food and the ecosystem
Yeah.
of this entire island."
There's a way to do the Olympics without just bankrupting cities and displacing people.
I think there has to be.
There has to be.
I do.
And we're gonna figure it out
We're
right
gonna
now.
figure it out right
I
now.
mean, I do. I'm reading this book right now called "The Solutions Are Already Here." I think is what it's called, and it's all about like a culture of ecocide. And I think that the thing that scares me about the Olympics is actually it is problems that we create. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
like building these brand new stadiums to, you know, show off our fucking minuscule dicks to other countries instead of using the things that we already have. Like all of the infrastructure that we need for the Olympics is already here.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
have arenas all over the world that are big enough. And so I think as we especially move into a phase of the planet where like
We can't be building like crazy like that.
it's really scary, right? Like
Yeah.
we've done some serious permanent damage. We need to rethink how we do the Olympics. I don't think it's getting rid of the Olympics because I think it's
No,
the
not at all.
it's the one time that we all remember that we're in it together, even though we're competing. I do believe that that is true, and we could be more responsible.
We can
I agree with
have.
that.
I actually have odd pride in who we are. I like being unstoppable and unbeatable, and I like having a queer woman winning fucking gold.
Yes, yes.
A queer black woman winning, hopefully,
come on,
winning,
baby.
winning gold. And all of America standing on their feet,
I know.
clapping. You know, like fucking love the Olympics.
It should just be like there's the cleanup afterwards should
Yeah.
be considered a part of it. Like it seems like places really get abandoned, and
Yeah.
you know how it's like the Japanese are famous for after baseball games they
Yes.
they stay and
Cleaning up.
clean up. I want the whole city to respond that way. Like I want part of the pride from having them come to LA is that basically you take part in like a community service kind of thing and we cleaned up this park and we got this park back up and running and we, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how do you get your citizens to actually experience more pride? Well, it's usually being active inside spaces in a helpful way.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, you know, the IOC is who they are, but why can we, when you petition to say like, I want it here, we need to move into this place where it's like, okay, we want the Olympics in LA and here is our plan for once the Olympics are over.
Yeah.
Like, here is the way that we are going to economically survive. Here's
And,
how we
like,
are going
house
to
people
house
and, like,
people.
yeah.
What can these like dorms we're building
Yeah.
say? That's not what's happening, but be repurposed as
Yes.
housing. Like,
Yes.
that should be. So IOC, if you're listening, and I know
If
you
I
are,
know you listen to
We
the
know you're listening.
You
Stop
President-
pretending like
you know,
you're not
President
listening.
IOC, I know you're a jockstrap.
I know you are. And with that, should we take a little break?
Yeah, let's take a little break. Let's take a little break.
Jocular. Get
And we're
back.
Timba.
Timba.
Timber.
Jockstraps, we're excited because we got a few questions from you guys, and we're going to answer 2 of them today. This is email 1. Hi, Harry. Addressed to Harry only because he said he reads the emails. My question for the Jocular Pod is, why do we need to hear from the WNBA coaches while they are coaching? Mid-game is when we want them to be coaching, not taking questions from commentators. Isn't that what the post-game conferences are for? Also, if you read this on air, shout out to my wife, Liv, who is competing with me for biggest Jocular fan. I hope that we will be competing for this title for several seasons to come. We love this pod so much. Bounce, bounce, pass. Carly.
Carly, we're obsessed
Wha-
with you.
Carly and Liv, bounce, bounce, pass.
Carly, live, bounce, bounce, pass.
Right now you're tied.
You're
Right now, you're
absolutely
tied for our number 1 jocular.
Well, actually, I think Carly's winning. We've yet to hear from Liv.
Okay.
I
mean,
I'm
I don't
not,
wanna- I don't wanna- I don't wanna
can't
add to
interfere with the relationship.
I don't
Sorry
wanna
to make
put a wedge.
everything's a competition.
I don't want to put a wedge into this marriage, but
Yeah.
Carly did reach out to us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just.
Unless this is producer Harry's fault for not giving us Liv's email.
Oh my God, that would be so savage. Okay.
I'm
Okay,
Team
answer.
Carly. Let's just say I'm Team Carly.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry to do this, but I feel like I have to fucking balance it out. I'm thinking of you, Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did say that they weren't team you. They were just thinking.
No, I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you.
Bounce, bounce,
I
bounce.
just.
Bounce, bounce, pass.
I don't know why we all had to choose Carly. We
I
could have
didn't
said
choose
both
a-
of
I
you.
didn't choose a side.
Everybody chose a side.
I didn't choose a side.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, we don't need to fucking hear from them
don't
while they're
know why we
coaching.
do
I think
that.
that's absolutely insane. And also,
I'm always mad at that.
I always
the
felt like-
audio at the game sucked ass. It was like they had those like tiny little microphones on. They're clearly watching the game and like
Yes.
trying to coach and then talking to us. What are the announcers for?
I
Thank you.
legitimately love when they get like when the coaches get annoyed with the questions. I'm like, that is the exact correct response to what you're being made to do right now.
So hey, I'm seeing your little stress out there, and your team's behind. How do you think you all are doing right
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
not
you know what? Like, get on
good.
defense. What?
No, I will say
Box out.
I would love.
Yeah, Rebecca, things are tough right now. Yeah, Rebecca Lobo, it's hard to coach
The
right
shade is so intense.
But I would take a mic on Cheryl Miller at all times because she was vibing.
She
was.
was.
Straight up talking to Aubrey
was
Plaza in the
vibing.
middle of like a game.
Well,
That's
so
like,
would I.
that's what I'm
Same.
like, okay.
I'd do that if I were playing.
What?
Talk to Aubrey Plaza.
The whole time?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, absolute friend of the pod.
Don't say it like that.
I would be asking, if I was playing a game, I would be asking for to be removed.
Removed.
Please remove.
We
Please
have to bleep the name because
We have to bleep
We
the
have
name,
to
but
bleep-
I love I want to say it.
why? Why are we worshiping him?
I
What
don't
is
know.
going
Get him
on?
out of
But
there.
did you see who definitely is not worshiping him? And I say this with so much love and respect and honor, is every photo of like where Bleep is and Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's just kind of like,
And she gets it.
I love
and
her.
she
truly,
gets it.
I
I
love
Y'all,
that bitch.
her fucking walk up in that
She
outfit,
looked amazing.
I screamed.
So good.
I straight up like she heard like ah! Like she looked incredible.
She looked amazing. Her hair looked amazing. My sister did want to give a shout out to the pod where she's always nervous about people's ponytails and would prefer for all of them, every team to play with hairnets. And that's kind of an issue my sister has. And
Your sister wants everyone to.
lady room hairnets.
yeah, she wants to play with everyone to play with a hairnet. I don't know.
What about for the perverts? Has she thought about us?
Yeah.
Has she thought about the people that are kind of living for the ponytail?
Yeah, I'm living for the pony and I'm living for the braids. And I'm
she
living for the-
listened, so we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
We haven't-
Toxically straight, my sister.
Carly, thank you so much, Team Carly, for the.
Thinking of you, Liv. Stay strong during this time.
Ah!
Thank you so much for the question. And we agree with, I mean, I feel like you didn't say that you didn't want it, but I feel like we agreed with you. We don't want the mid game.
Mhm, we agree.
questions. Email number 2. Hello, TNER Cater and Cater.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go.
Okay, take it back, Tonka and Cranky.
Hello, Tonkin Burger. Hello, TNER, Katie, and producer Harry. I'm writing to say thank you for your podcast. I recently started a new job at a wood shop. Hot.
Love.
Which means I have a lot of time to listen to music, podcasts, and audiobooks at work through headphones and underneath ear protection, of course.
Thank you.
It's so fun, almost healing to listen to a queer woman sports podcast in my workplace full of straight men. It's had me laughing out loud more than once and then struggling to explain to the others what I thought was just that funny. And since I have so much time to listen to stuff now, I wanted to ask you if you had any recommendations for other podcasts, books, audiobooks, sports adjacent, queer adjacent, both, neither, fiction, nonfiction, memoir, anything goes. What are the jocular folks reading? Hannah. Also, Hannah wanted to give a special shout out to her favorite jockstrap, Bethany.
Is that romantic?
Is that romantic?
I think
It
it
has
is.
to be.
I hope it is.
Oh my gosh, Bethany, send us something that we can then say to Hannah.
Oh my
Please.
god.
Bethany.
Bethany and Hannah. Okay.
There's
Okay.
more detail in the email that I cut out, but I don't know that it is romantic.
What,
Oh.
Harry?
Wait, okay, sorry. Let me just say that our producer just let us know that he trimmed your email down, so we thought this was a romantic email to Bethany, but it sounds like you guys are just friends.
And if that's, we also support friendship.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not as exciting, but we'll be
Jesus
talking to Harry later.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
Harry,
would cut out.
Could you just let us light up for a second about the potential of love?
You had some fun with it, and then I
No,
brought you
we-
back down to earth.
Yeah.
What
okay.
you always do. What you
Somebody's gotta-
always
Listen,
fucking do.
Hannah, Bethany, I think that there's potential here for a relationship.
I think so too.
We're going to
Listen,
find out
I
Bethany
think
is.
sometimes your love is the person that is right in front of you.
Yes, it's true.
It's always, I mean,
Sometimes it's just like,
the simplest answer is the answer.
yeah, the one you're shouting out through a podcast. Sometimes it's just that.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I haven't done. I haven't been shouting at my friends through the podcast.
That's what I for sure. When I'm thinking about a podcast, I'm not thinking about these fucking two.
No.
Listen to a podcast.
I'm not thinking of those fucking
I'm not
two.
thinking about
No.
these fucking two.
No, I'm texting my girl.
Yeah,
if I'm,
me too.
If I'm listening to a podcast and I have a nice time, I call my gal. I
Yeah.
go, listen
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I don't fucking call? These fucking guys.
Or Harry. Harry, we'll answer the
What,
question.
Harry?
I just
Harry.
wait. I texted you the full text of the Bethany explanation if you would like to read it.
Yeah,
Is this
okay, we're
something
gonna read
fair?
it.
Are we gonna feel bad about
I
it?
don't know. That's it.
Oh
Ugh.
no, are we gonna be eating our words right
I
now?
wanted to give a special shout out to my favorite jockstrap. Bethany is, on top of being an excellent person and friend, the reason I know about the pod. And during the PWHL playoffs, she drove 2.5 hours each way to and from the Twin Cities 3 times, 2 of them being on weeknights, to go to playoff games. She also did this several times during the regular season. The dedication is incredible. We went to both double overtime games against Toronto and Boston together, and they're some of my favorite sports memories. Okay, that's all. Thanks for being you and making such a fun, funny, and gay sports. Listen to me, Hannah. Bethany's the one.
Yeah. If you're
Oh,
driving
yeah.
long distance to games with each other, Harry, this only confirmed what we were feeling.
Yeah.
Driving long distance is dyke coded.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
so-
I'm
I'm flabbergasted. This is the danger of
Yeah.
working with a gay
With a
man.
gay
I mean, he
man.
doesn't understand that.
That's
Okay,
romance.
you can only drive together as friends for an hour. Sorry, that's
so true.
it.
That's
So
so
true.
That's it.
unless you're paying them.
Yeah, unless you're paying them, and unless you're both going somewhere for work, an
Yeah.
hour tops.
No way.
Anything over an hour, you're in love.
You're dating.
You're dating.
You're dating.
You got married. If
That's
you cross-
exciting.
If you cross state lines,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
you're dating.
and you're going to a game. You're telling me that y'all are driving to games and then sitting next to each other and then
I'm sorry. You are in love.
you're in.
You're in love. You're in love.
You're in love.
Okay, you're probably cutting wood right now, Hannah. I don't want you to. I don't want you to.
I forgot about the wood cutting
you're,
thing,
You're,
and
you're cutting wood right now.
I thought that
One
was
of your weird phrases.
no.
yeah. Like,
That's not one
take
of
your
my
foot off
fucking-
the rear view.
I'm sure we're all cutting wood right now.
Okay. And I'm listening to some audiobooks. Why don't we all pull up your
Yeah, yeah.
audiobooks, guys?
I
Well,
don't,
there's
I don't
one-
do audiobooks.
There's
but
one
okay.
book that we're excited about that we're all reading.
Yes.
Yes, and you'll hear more about that later, but I would recommend you read it, and that is The Other Olympians.
Yes.
Yes. We're reading The Other Olympians right now as a group. Okay, I'm reading The Hidden Life of Trees right now. And
Okay.
I'm really liking that.
I love that. I'm looking at my books right now.
I recently decided to do the audiobook of Chelsea Girls by Elaine Miles,
Nice.
which she reads herself, and I will warn you, she reads fast.
Okay.
It's so interesting to hear a poet read their work.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's so beautiful. I love her work so much. So I recommend that. Let's see what else we got.
I'm straight up gonna plug. I read I voiced an audiobook called Man of War by Corey McCarthy, and it's an awesome trans story about a
Okay.
kid in Ohio that
That.
involves sports. So you might like that one.
We also interviewed journalist Rose Eveleth,
Oh my god!
and their
such a good
podcast
podcast.
Tested is so good. You should absolutely check that out. And I'm going back in time, and I had never read the Joy Luck Club. Sorry, I'm going through like a reading
Oh,
sad Asian American
love.
A
books
bomb
right
book.
now. So Joy Luck Club, moved me to tears.
Not very queer. Excellent memoir on audiobook is Hello Molly. Molly Shannon's memoir. She reads
Yes.
it herself. It's beautiful. 10 Steps to Nanette, which is Hannah Gadsby's memoir.
Okay.
She reads it herself. It's so good.
Also,
my
if you're a sci-fi person, do either of you like sci-fi or fantasy?
Not really,
Okay,
I'll be
well-
honest.
The only sci-fi
And-
I've ever read is Octavia Butler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar vein, N.K.
Okay.
Jemisin is like kind of
Okay.
like the 5th season. There's a 3-book series and it's amazing.
Also, hold on, not done. My favorite memoir of all time, Jeanette McCurdy. I'm glad my mom died.
Oh.
It's one of the best memoirs I've ever had the privilege of reading and listening to. She also reads it. Queer Fiction, Milk Fed by Melissa Broder. Kind of freaky and wild. It's a good one. What else? I also read the book Psychopath Free, if that.
Oh, I read that one
Oh,
too.
I think I read that one too.
Yes,
All
queer
right, well, really-
relationships are great.
But I love a question like this because
too.
then
Me
you
too.
just get to talk about all the books that you're excited about, and maybe we'll incorporate more of that into the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah.
I also think it shows a different side of us, you know?
Like that we're literate.
yeah, and that we're not just out here cutting wood.
We're not
Jesus Christ.
I'm only saying that because y'all thought it was some sort of.
Well, now it sounds like a slur.
It does. I'm sorry.
What do you call
I'm
your
sorry.
hat again?
I called my hat a little diva cup.
No, what's
Oh.
the name of it?
Phrygian.
A
Cap.
Phrygian woodcutter?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
Everybody-
Tian, have some
everybody
respect.
Stand down. Everybody stand
Everyone
down.
stand down. Thank you all for writing into the podcast. We appreciate it. We love hearing from
Yeah,
you guys.
thank you. Hannah, also, I really do want to learn how to be a woodworker.
Me too.
I
Yeah,
want
that would
to
be really fun.
so bad.
It sounds like we have to go to the Twin Cities. Also, we love field trips.
Yeah, tell us where to go.
But also, it seems like Hannah will drive with Bethany anywhere. So why don't you come on out to LA as a couple?
And we'll find a wood shop. Please keep texting us.
keep it.
Please keep texting us.
Keep emailing
JD
us.
Vance Energy.
Yeah.
Please.
I love you guys. Anyway, on that note, thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at JocularPod. And you might want to follow us and follow closely. Oh no, I'm milking my Phrygian cat.
Oh my God.
I was trying to show you. I was like,
Oh,
I didn't mean to just start.
yes.
I know. Follow us because we're going to be announcing a fun special giveaway. And yeah, follow us on that. Please rate, review, but only if it's 5 stars.
email us at jocularpod at hyperobjectindustries.com or jocularpod@gmail.com. We got them both, and Harry still is the only one who reads them until we see them. Live, Bethany.
I guess
We got to get out of
I
here.
know. I crossed the line.
Play the outro.
Jocular is hosted by ER Fightmaster, Tien Tran, and Katie Kershaw. Jocular is a production of Hyperobject Industries with Metalark Media and was produced by Harry Nelson. Original music and theme are by Nick Gage and ER Fightmaster. Our executive producers are Claire Slaughter, Harry Nelson, Dan Libetard, and Adam McKay.
Lord.
Good Lord. Katie!
We're cutting it. We're cutting
And I'm
it.
proud to be in America. Well, at least I know I'm free.
Oh.
Nice.
Or at least I know
I'm gay.
And I won't forget the men who died.
And nice.
Nice.
That's not
And
it.
gay. Is that right to me?
And I proudly
Act
stop. Wow.